Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same at the Grizzly Gentleman, same promo code, 10% off at checkout. Both of these are fantastic deals, and they help support the show. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theoric 6, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena, and today, it's Bolas Day. Now, as I said in yesterday's Goblin video, there are going to be several changes made because this is the Jumpstart era. Many things have changed. One of the main ones being Goblins are everywhere. They are running rampant, and hopefully I've made sufficient changes to kind of stem the horde, as it were. I don't remember exactly when I added Eliminates, but we do run Eliminates now instead of Heartless Act. This does allow us to hit early game creatures as well as early game Planeswalkers because I made essentially a list of a few of the decks that I expect to potentially have issues with. Now, obviously I'm playing this in best of 3, and Goblins may just really be rampant in best of 1. That said, looking at some data aggregate websites, it appears that Goblins still have some sort of presence in best of 3, so I did want to make sure I had some sort of plan for them. But it was Goblins, life gain white decks, Golos, field, ramp decks. I kind of lumped those all together because they have very similar game plans. Azorius control, technically that's blue-white X control, could be Bant control. You know, there's a bit of an overlap with Bant ramp, but still, Bant control, Esper control, Jeskai, etc., etc. Just the general blue-white X control. Kethis combo, you know, that's always something that you have to keep at least in the back of your mind. And to a lesser extent, Underworld Breach combo. I haven't seen that as often, and when I see it, the opponents often mess up, whereas Kethis combo seems a lot easier for the opponents to sequence properly. And then last but not least, as the main considerations for me, as of right now, is Gruul. Gruul, aggro, mid-range. People call it mid-range, it's aggro. So those are the main considerations I had, and that's kind of what led me to this today. Now, a couple people have asked me why I hadn't been playing Pestilent... Recording. Why I hadn't been playing Cry of the Canarium, or why I haven't been playing Pestilence instead of me actually playing Cry of the Canarium. So I decided to switch over to Pestilent Haze because the reason I initially wanted Cry was for the exile, right? However, I found that the exile currently is not as important. I'm not seeing as many Aristocrats decks. I'm still seeing some of them, but I'm not seeing as many. As such, I don't need it as much. We did up to 3 of the 3-minute board wipes, just so that I have a more guaranteed chance of hitting it against the bevy of aggressive decks that I'm looking at. Since I am still trying to fight against Azorius and other, you know, the ramp decks, having Pestilent Haze is also quite nice because it allows me to remove 2 counters from Planeswalkers. If, for example, my opponent plays a Teferi and blind -3s, so they don't actually bounce anything, but they're just -3. I can actively use Pestilent Haze to get rid of that Teferi, whereas otherwise a Cry of the Canarium in that situation would be worthless. So I do see the value in Pestilent Haze. I just needed to see a meta in which I didn't value the exile more. Another one of the changes, I don't recall if I played this last time, but Languish. Languish is kind of a nice median that I'm looking for. It allows me to hit things such as the Questing Beast from... words are hard. The Questing Beast from Gruul decks, but it doesn't allow me to hit things like, gosh, what is its name? Words are hard. A large buffed Ajani's Pridemate. That said, right, there is a bit of a trade-off there, and that's why I've chosen to put 2 Ritual of Soots into the sideboard. So Languish, really great at dealing with essentially all of Goblin's board, but it does... it's a little worse against the life gain decks, but I see much less the life gain decks, at least right now. So that's why I kind of went with this configuration, because against super aggressive strategies, I'm going to want all of these in anyway, and essentially no matter what I get, I'm going to like that I have. They're just options because the threats here are diverse enough that it matters. Still running 2 Vraska's Contempt as opposed to Eat to Extinction. The reason for this is because, once again, I'm expecting a decent amount of aggressive decks, and I want to make sure that my life total is nice and inflated, as it were. Theoretically, Eat to Extinction is a little bit better if I suspect that the Azorius or Golos decks are going to be more common, which they might. So this might end up changing. We cut out the 5-mana Chandra. She, obviously, we only had her as a 1-of, but she just, whenever I played her, she didn't feel as impactful as she otherwise could. I mean, we don't really have things for her ultimate, and then plussing with her can sometimes be great, you know, if we have a low hand or we have essentially just board wipes against the control decks. But now that we've changed Pestilent Haze, now that we have Eliminate, so we can still deal with some of those cheaper Planeswalkers, her first plus is less valuable, and her plus that deals 2 damage to something isn't as valuable as it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Modal, words, efficient. Like, you can use it for hitting face, Planeswalker, etc., etc. So I decided to put another Ashiok back in the deck. It allows me to return anything I need to exile. The ultimate is really strong with it, and obviously getting 2/3s is quite nice. We're sticking at 3 Shark Typhoons. I still like Shark Typhoon in the deck, considering we only have the 4 Nicol Bolases as creatures. So, this can get a lot of serious value in the control matchups. And of course, the fact that you can cycle instant speed this in the board of a 3-mana Teferi is quite nice. It has been very slow for me recently, so I'm not sure if I want to change these 3 out for something else. But as of right now, they are going to stay in. Now that moves me onto the sideboard. I cut down to 1 Agonizing Remorse because I already have an okay, I had the best discard in Arena, in my opinion. Thought Erasure as a 4-of. Having 1 additional one is quite helpful, especially in the early game, but as the game goes on, it gets a little bit less valuable. Now, obviously, it's nice that you can exile a card from a graveyard as well, but it just isn't something that I found is worth both the slots when I'm looking to fight against all of these different types of decks. 3 Mystical Disputes are still incredibly necessary, in my opinion, to fight against Orzhov. Sometimes Kethis combo, honestly, and even Ramp, you're able to get away with some nice things. My worry is that this card is faster and faster getting worse and worse because of the sheer absurdity that these blue decks who employ white or green are able to get away with. 2 Virulent Plague, Field of the Dead. I have to have as many answers for it as possible. Now, theoretically, you could use Blood Sun in a deck like this. The main issue with Blood Sun is that if you get it down before their field triggers, it's great. If you get it down after, it's not. Sure, you can stop the field from re-triggering, but this, at the very least, is going to wipe the field of tokens. I like Blood Sun better as a general card because if nothing else replaces itself, and we do have a lot of board wipes, but Virulent Plague is a board wipe in and of itself, and it continues to kill the potentially further generating tokens. We brought in a single Ashiok Dreamrender. This is to bring in against general ramp decks because it allows us to stop them from searching. We also are able to bring it against Kethis combo, which allows us to exile their graveyard with Ashiok's -1. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that looks like it's about it, but it's still relatively valuable. To support the whole graveyard shenanigans, we have 2 Leyline of Void, and it took me a long time to figure out what exactly I was looking for in this graveyard denial slot. Technically, like, we could have an additional Ashiok and only 1 Leyline, but I really like the ability to just shut down those graveyard decks as soon as I can off the gate, being able to get this in play for free. So it's just really nice. 2 Unmoored Egos. This is against most things. I'm not sure I would bring it in against Goblins. It really depends on how comfortable I get playing with the main deck, whether or not I feel I am safe enough at bringing in Unmoored Ego to hit things like Muxus or Old Krenko. This obviously hits Field of the Dead, as long as, of course, my opponent has not yet cast, or not yet gotten a Field of the Dead into play. And then, of course, Kethis combo. You get rid of Kethis and or Jace. So, 2 Ritual Soot, already kind of talked about. 1 End of the God Eternals. This is another one that I feel like is getting worse and worse as time goes on, because the decks where I want to bring this in are killing me, like, faster than this can necessarily help me. So we're still going to keep it in. We're still going to bring it when we're going up against some sort of aggressive deck, but whether or not that's going to help us out Who knows? And of course, Chandra, she's still sticking around because of Azorius control. Being able to just have something that they cannot counter is very nice. My mana base is still at 25. I think that is roughly the right spot to be at with my mana base right now, so we'll see how it goes. Just going to get this off the screen. Boop. Everyone say hi to... As if say hi to women in the comments. Uzimandius. Going second. Typically not the best. This hand, you know, generally speaking, real close to being nice, but I just do not think I can justify keeping the two-lander. The Thought Erasure is great. We're going second. Oh, the greed. The greed's coming in. Defense turn 1, Thought Erasure. We have like three or four looks at the top. I'll keep it. I'm a man of greed. And it is goblins. Okay, so we are at least going to see the value here. And having that first top deck land means always lucky. Depending, of course, on how fast we die to this goblin deck. The Thought Erasure is hopefully going to help me quite a bit here, though. Let's see. And we yeet Goblin Chieftain. Goblin Chieftain is something that buffs the rest of their goblins. This just gives them haste. Phyrexian Tower is something I've seen in more goblin lists recently, and I think it's amazing tech. It's just, oh, hell yeah. It just allows you to hit those higher-end goblins faster. Yep. Yep. And so here, I'm just going to Bedevil the War Chief now. Just do it so that they can't get any benefit for it on their turn, even if it was during their upkeep or something. I think that this is generally just the correct thing to do. I do need another land in order to guarantee my Extinction Event. Let's see what they grab here. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Ringleader. No, they get a Muxus. Thought Erasure, alright. Well, if nothing else, I do get to take this Muxus from them. And I will yeet that, because I need another land. Yeah, play another Matron. The Auto Tapper potentially screwed them, because the tower is pretty decent. I assume they might just cast Muxus here. They can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, it would cost all of their board. But I think playing Muxus is. It looks like that's what they're doing. Yep, they sack all their dudes. There's a lot of haste giving in the deck. And they did get haste, so we are dead. We just died. So Virulent Plague actually might be pretty decent here. Which will obviously we'll bring in Chandra. I don't know if it's, worth it. This is generally too slow. These are generally too slow. Let's see. Angrath takes one thing. Angrath is relatively slow here. And I'm trying to just get rid of trim all the fat. Do I bring in a single Unmoored Ego? So I could keep one Azcanta. I could have one Agonizing Remorse. Or I could bring in the Unmoored Ego. I think I'm gonna hit the Remorse. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit the Remorse. Probably just kept a poor hand, to be honest. This is technically not a poor hand because it's Removal City. I will most likely Pestilent Haze on turn 3. Yeah. Yeah, this just gets rid of all the nonsense, so goodbye. Sure. We'll take 2 from this. Oh, hell yeah. I don't even have to take 2. We just kill them immediately. I don't think there's necessarily a reason to not. War Chief, sure. I might as well Contempt here. It's more mana efficient, and it does give me the life immediately. I see, this is better. You just have all the removal. The saddest thing, I can still lose out of absolutely nowhere. I'm gonna hit him with the Thought Erasure. Get this Muxus out of there. Had it just in time. We're going to yeet this Extinction Event. Because we do want to, at this point, draw our win cons so we can take the game over. Instigator, sure. These are all even. So if I had to, I can wipe this board. Not sure it's worth it, though. Because it kind of depends on what we draw. Three. I'm going to wait on the 3. I'll give it one more turn. I don't really want to go below 10. Seriously? Yikes. Now they're going to refill with Ringleader, I assume. I am able to kill something with haste. Okay. Alright, Bolas will potentially help me. Okay, just a wily goblin. Not too bad. Better.
Will resonate throughout the multi. My schemes are never ending.
The saddest thing is we can still die at any moment. Limit is quite helpful.
Let your weak minds crumble. I always have an answer.
I miscounted my mana. I thought I'd be able to play this. Do I die? It looks like no.
You have tasted but a drop of power. My genius is unmatched.
So I'm just getting rested.
I know all there is to know.
I'm dumb. I could have just done that. Okay, let's hope that this is just the way it happens. It's fine with me.
My knowledge is endless.
Chandra, the immolation sensation. Hope it's not too hot
is
for you.
power, and I am everything.
I want to have both my Contempt and Eliminate up.
Glad I can help with your not being on fire problem.
Yeah, I want to have both Contempt and Eliminate up. One of the main reasons. That's fine. I'm not going to get into two, but I do not think it matters. Yep. Okay. That was helpful. Second burst, I think, same as the first, as long as we have a hand full of removal. I'm not going to be answering Discord questions today. I know I didn't yesterday either. Yesterday is because I forgot, frankly. Today is because when Bolas days, we're focused on Bolas as much as possible. Especially when there's new nonsense happening. Okay. No! Absolutely not. Oh, why you gotta be like this? I think I have to keep this one. I think I have to keep this one as much as I really don't want to. I need another land. I need another land. Penny for a land, please. That is not a land. They can Muxus this turn. I am powerless to stop them. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's exactly what's happening. Wow, who would have thought? This is before my third turn. I am dead here. I am dead before my third turn. So Muxus doesn't survive the ban, right? There's no way they keep Muxus around. Because it's just Muxus. Like, Chieftain's great for goblins. Even Krenko, reasonable for goblins. It's just, though, makes things a bit problematic. I literally would have had to have Thought Erasure, and that only works... I mean, obviously, Agonizing Remorse works as well. But that only works if my opponents didn't top deck the Muxus. And they could have still top decked it. So, that was pretty unfortunate. Obviously, I didn't draw an extra land by... I didn't get a third turn, right? But I didn't draw a land, etc., etc. This hand is fine. It's not the best against a control deck, but my opponent is playing with a Goblin sleeve, so unless they're tricking... I'm not gonna... I don't think they're playing Goblins. I'm not gonna make that assertion. But if they are playing Goblins, this hand is relatively good. Pestilent Haze. I will keep this on top because, once again, it does help against the early Planeswalkers. And the fact that my opponent... No, they're playing Goblins. Goblin Heart on your sleeve. I don't think I care about Eliminate because I'm almost certainly just going to play Pestilent Haze on a curve. Yeah. Yep. And then a Haze, get rid of this nonsense. I'll take 2 for it, but... Oh, no, I don't have to, because I have 2 swamps. Or 2 black. Do they sack here? No. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. So, okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to see a lot of goblins in best of 3. Apparently, I am. So I think we yeet this. Play this tapped. It's more mana efficient just to play Bolas here. I'm gonna try Bolas. Obviously, Extinction Event's not the best in this situation. They got rid of another Snoop, it looks like. Emberth. Ringleader? Sure. So here, I'm looking to, I guess, kill the things that get haste. I assume my Bolas might die this turn. Let's see. 1, 2, 3... Maybe not. No, maybe not. Interesting. Should have blocked the other one. That'll still only deal 2 damage. And the other one will only deal 1 damage. Pretty sure that's how Gem Palm Incinerator works. That should only deal 1. Yep. Pretty good for me. I think I'm going to shock. There does appear to be a slightly different version of Goblins, which I appreciate. Because it's running more token generation, it looks like. Before, so I could Contempt and Eliminate. Yeah. And I'm still not going to attack. Yarp. Chieftain has a... This Eliminate has Chieftain's name all over it. Snoop. Might be a worthy hit. Chieftain, hello. No. I'm gonna eat the Snoop. Cool. Bedevil is nice. Just chilling, hoping for a coup de grace. A coup de grace. A Honda Coupe. A sedan de grace. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm fine blocking that. Okay. In response, feel free to use your commander to kill my Bolas. Okay. here's the point where we're in a bad situation. So I'm hoping they play the Beetleback Chief first. Because then my Extinction Event... Well, I guess my event would hit technically all of it. Doesn't hit Chieftain, though, so that's unfortunate. They didn't play Beetleback Chief. Oh, yeah, they're doing that. Great. And I die. I guess Odd doesn't kill me. No, that has haste. Damn, I Odd. I still die. I'm only running 25 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 50% lands, more than that, in this draw configuration, so that's pretty unfortunate. I'm trying to think if there's a way to get out of this. No, there isn't. If I kill these, I die to the Chief. If I kill this, I die to that. Deck might still be too slow against Goblins. I might have to cut the searches to the side, maybe? I don't like that. I really don't. I could I could theoretically cut down to 24 lands by cutting the Shark Typhoons. And then just have a lot more removal in the early game. That might be what I have to do. I might have to have a weird mana base for a control deck. I mean, still... I mean, at that point, is it... Well, no, it still would be a control deck. Goblins are infesting Historic. And if nothing changes, I suspect that that's going to be, at least for best of one, the deck to beat in the Arena Open. So I'm able to at least take games against Goblin players. Can I take a match, though? This hand is good. You know, 3 lands, spells. A couple of these spells are expensive, but you know, spells are spells. Of course, let me know. Like, more than any of the other videos, the Bolas videos are where I'm super open to... I thought I had Thought Erasure for some reason. I'm super open to play criticism. That's fine. A 1-for-1 Pestilent Haze I do not think is valuable. Since I know they can't Muxus this turn, I'm kind of fine with it. Do I want to eliminate that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage versus 2 damage? Yeah, I'm gonna eliminate that. I'd really rather not take that 4 extra damage. I will take this 2 extra damage. Gives me Nicol Brass. Get rid of a Snoop. That's interesting. They have another one. Fair. And they play Prospector. Cool. So I will be able to yeet their board here, which is just great. We're gonna hit them. Yeah, we're gonna hit them. Okay. I considered not hitting them for that reason. We did get a land, so we're gonna go ahead and enter the God Eternals. Goblin decks have anything? This looks to be a mono red goblin list, so I'm actually going to hit them. It essentially was in the hopes that I hit something important that they could have searched with a Goblin Matron or something. Krenko. Krenko is non-existent. When I go first, I'm able to take games. Can I take matches, though? That is the question. Can I take a match against Gabos? I think I might actually need to switch and put Extinction Event in the sideboard and Ritual of Soot in the main, if Goblins are my main concern. Possibly. I have a Ritual, but I have nothing else until then. Oh, man. The issue, right? I need to do that so I can't lean back. The issue is that I am able to be run over so quickly in this matchup that a part of me wants to mulligan for something that comes down faster. Right? A Thought Erasure, a Pestilent Haze, and Eliminate, something like that. But, right, this is an otherwise good hand. But I could literally just get turn 3 Muxus again. I think we have to keep this just because we got the lands, we got the spells. Do they have the Instigator? Wily Goblin does the same thing. Do they have an Instigator or a Wily Goblin? Alright. If I can get a target removal for this, that helps. Nope. I mean, technically doing this makes them know that they're free and clear, but... Okay. Okay, so they did not have a land. That's helpful, at least. I'll keep it up on top. Once again, do I lose? Chieftain. Frightening. Okay. So this is gonna be a lot of damage. I don't know the value of that, but okay. I'm at 5. I'm probably still going to die. I mean, I didn't do anything on turn 2 or 3, but... Do I die? Matron? Okay, Matron's not too bad. More boss. Gotcha. I think playing Ashiok here is the safest bet. Just plussing. They can't die to the melee. That's fine, they have to sacrifice a mountain. They had another one. Okay. This should just go to my face. There's no reason to attack Ashiok here. Dude, I'm happy for it. Yeah. I need a board wipe. That does technically help. I may need to use the Bedevil on something more important. Damn, they had 2 red cap melees. What the fu- I did not give you permission to go into combat here, but all right. I thought they changed that. I'm at 2. Cannot do both. I have 2 blockers, and I still die. They don't have a land. They don't have a land. God damn it, this is risky. I'll probably just discard a must. Nope, they discarded a matron.
Creeping, thieving progeny.
I am at current, still alive. I'm holding on by an actual thread. Okay, eliminate. So I'd lose my Bolas. Unless I use my Bolas, but that'd be all of my mana. So they're going to draw land next turn. I get Extinction Event for odds. I had to hope. Okay, cool. I had to hope Snoop didn't have anything better. I'm not even sure if they attack. No, I assume they do. Right, because now technically they have lethal on me. But if they do attack all in, I get to eat their board. Well, I don't get to eat their board. I'm not going to take any damage, please. And I know that they're... Oh, maybe I well, no, I'm pretty sure I had to block there. Okay, so Prospector's on top. That's fine. Snoop could technically sack the Matron. Looks like that's what they're going to do in order to get the thing into play. Makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Okay, so they're going to have a Matron next turn. Matron will be their whole turn. Okay. We're gonna yeet Snoop so that we force Matron to be their whole turn.
Your heroics are but a dream.
I'm gonna do this.
thought I was fighting dragons when I
This
was
doesn't help
truly
me.
fighting ants.
That doesn't help me either. I can kill this. I can draw 2 cards. I think I'm going to kill this. Because I know exactly what my opponent's playing. I'll be able to know what's in their hands. Which I assume is going to be a chieftain. Yep. Draw 2 cards.
I know what must be done.
All those cards are bad. Extinction Event for odd because I have to. I literally had to there, by the way. So if I left Matron alive, I was about to say, like, I shouldn't know that. If I left Matron alive, I would only had 1 blocker. I could minus the Matron back to hand, but then interesting.
My genius is unmatched. Spark will be mine.
So I could draw 2.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Something else. I think I am done with that for now. I don't think they can kill me from here. With 1 card. Okay, so we can grab games from Goblins. It's just really hard. So, modifications may be in order still. Goodness me. Well, we're 1-1 against Goblins. So just to briefly hit on it before I hop into the packs, I think it's possible I should hide my ugly face again. It's possible we might want to cut Shark Typhoons entirely, switch down to 24 lands. I don't know if the deck can handle that with the spread of mana costs. That said, maybe it's not too bad, really. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check, but cut down the Shark Typhoons. Excuse me, and go to 24. And then probably just up the consistency of our low end. So have 4 total eliminates. Maybe even honestly 4 Pestilent Hazes, 4 Bedevils. But I could see having some 1-drop things in here. Probably not Duresses, to be honest. Possibly Disfigures, but those don't do anything against the control. I'm trying to get as many versatile cards in the main deck as possible. And then Extinction Events being swapped for Ritual Soot might be the way to go. Not entirely sure, but I'm absolutely welcome to your questions, comments, and criticisms about this Bolas control deck and this Goblin-infested meta. Temples. Wow. Whew, man, that was a video. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you'll find links in the description below. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, tap that like comment. Tap that like button. add a comment to your mana pool, cast a subscribe. I don't remember what the I was talking about. What's it? Tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn in the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all will be one.